What time did you wake up yesterday?
6.
Wow.
Yeah, but it was it's more complicated than that. I actually fell asleep at the platform waiting for the train at like 4 in the morning.
Oh my god.
Oh my God. You come to saying hi.
I didn't get home till 6:30 in the morning.
Nice.
You fell asleep like a hobo on the train platform?
Yeah.
Someone probably poked him with a stick.
Did you wake up? Did you pee your pants, Jim?
No.
So just to recap, Brian got drunk at the Christmas party, went out afterwards till 4 a.m., fell asleep at the train platform, didn't wake up till like 6:30 a.m. Got home and didn't wake up till what, 6 p.m. the following day?
Yeah. Around 6.
This is our on-air talent we have here. Class act. Big pick 4, you get the best 4 picks for Sunday NFL games, including the big Buru Beat boat anchor pick, the lowest percent winner of the team gets a special intro, Megan's pick.
I'm the new boat anchor.
You also get the Danny D and the Big O guarantees and the Pesky Eskin Stone Cold Mortal Lock, which I don't know what the hell happened to that thing. Tanked real fast. So last week, Big O comes up big with a big Green Bay win over Dallas. The D, Pittsburgh wins as an underdog against Cincy. Tampa Bay took a dump at home. And Washington beats Chicago by the spread that Chicago was supposed to beat Washington by. So what happened there last week?
I don't know. They were 0-5 on the road or whatever before that game.
What's it called? Chicago, they missed the field goal. They end the game.
Yeah, they could have tied it, and they actually could have. Yeah, they could have covered the spread in overtime.
And I'd like to congratulate myself once again for picking the Steelers to destroy the Bengals. What's the name? Roethlisberger's 19-4 in Ohio.
Wow.
So
That was
I'd
a
like
good
to
pick.
congratulate myself.
Well, in Pittsburgh, I mean, at an 8-5 right now, they're not even a wild card team, so they got to be pissed off.
Yeah, and the Jets won yesterday, so that hurts them a little bit.
Yeah. So,
But it helps that the Bengals got what's his face? Dalton got hurt, so the Bengals could lose out possibly. And if they lose out and Pittsburgh wins, Pittsburgh would win the division.
Yeah, because Pittsburgh beat them twice.
And then everyone in Cincinnati is going to shoot A.J. McCarron and Marvin Lewis.
You mean the new Tom Brady?
Yeah, right. What a moron.
why is he the new Tom Brady?
Because he compared his situation to when Tom Brady took over for Drew Bledsoe.
It was ridiculous.
Yeah.
He's starting the Big O guarantee for Week 15 NFL is the Green Bay. I'm on the love train now. Coming off a big blowout last week. Green Bay going into Oakland. Oakland not in the playoffs. Green Bay needing to come out of the wild card slot, I would think would be their goal.
No, they wanted the division.
Well, that's what I mean. So they don't have to go in as a wild card, so they have something to play for. I mean, they can't sit on a 9-4 record. I think they're surging, right? I mean, they hit their downturn, and now I think they're back on the upswing again. So
Oakland did beat Denver, so.
But Oakland, I mean, they're 6-7. I mean, they're as good as Tampa Bay Buccaneers, you know.
Yeah. I mean, they beat the Broncos. That's a big win. Their defense looked pretty good.
Yeah, Khalil Mack had 5 sacks in the second half last week.
Yeah,
But I do like the fact that McCarthy's taking over the play calling, so that should help.
Well, Eddie Lacy decided to show up last week. That kind of helps too.
and it's only a 4-point cover. I mean, it's not a huge cover because you can never
It's not a
set
bad
a field goal lead, so you're always going to have to go to score again. So even a 2.
It's not a bad pick. I just think the Raiders have been playing pretty well, and they're playing at home.
Yeah, but the Raiders have one of the worst pass defenses in the league. Aaron Rodgers is going to cover.
They didn't last week.
That's against Brock Osweiler.
Yeah.
Come on.
Well, thanks for doing my analysis for me because I actually had none.
It was a gut pick.
That was a gut pick.
I think because
If it doesn't work out, you take a mulligan.
that's right. I think Favre performs really, really well on multi-use fields that are also used for baseball.
Far.
I mean, Favre. Rogers. I think Bart Starr's gonna shine the game today.
Don Mikowski.
Hopefully Lombardi can pull his team together for the game today.
I mean, since this is the only multi-use field in football, and I don't think Roger's ever played there before. We have no idea how well he plays on multi-purpose stadiums.
I know, that was just pulled out of his ass.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense.
He just made that statement up.
I was
He's like, yeah, Rogers plays well.
Be funny in case you didn't realize.
No, that was a bad joke.
He's never played on.
Yeah.
That's some good analysis.
Yep, you gotta love my analysis. But I have the best record amongst all.
I think the homeless guy was sleeping next to you last night probably could get better analysis than that.
Yeah, but who's 9-5? So eat your heart out.
That's true.
That's right.
Valid point.
Hey, I just scan down the list and I'm like, I look at the spreads. I'll tell you the secret to my picks. I look at the MLB. I look at the NFL playoff bracket, and I look at the spreads, and I go down and I look at who's in, who's out, and I look at spreads, and that's pretty much how I'm coming up with these picks. I'm not doing a lot of player-by-player analysis.
Oh, yeah, like we were doing that, too.
Yeah.
Player-by-player analysis.
Or Ed comes in with these stats that mean nothing, this bullshit about, well, they're 15-2 against the spread on the road, and it's like, those stats don't mean jack shit on NFL Sunday. I mean, those all go out the window.
Yet they exist.
Yeah.
That's right.
And there are people that use them and make millions of dollars a year off of them.
That's why Scott's so rich living in Vegas right now.
Yeah.
Hey, give me 10K and send me to Vegas. I'll come back with 20K. We'll each keep 10.
No.
Come on, let's put your money where your mouth is. I'll show you.
No, it makes
my money.
It makes sense. It's logical. The team has something to play for.
Yeah, it means Brian has to put up 10K also. If I'm putting up 10K.
Well, let's make it 100K. I mean, let's go. Let's make something happen here. You got the money, Dan.
That's all.
You got the money.
No, I don't.
Backer.
He's probably got it that much buried in his backyard.
Yeah.
This will be the Danny D guarantee, week 15, correction.
All right, I'm taking on my love train, Brian's Pittsburgh Steelers. They're at home this week. They are favored by 7 against the Broncos. I think Osweiler was exposed a little bit by the Raiders last week. He threw 50 times and only threw for 300 yards and no touchdowns. The Bronco offensive line didn't play very well at all. They didn't score a touchdown last week. I just don't like what's going on there. A report came out today that there's some friction between the front office and Peyton Manning, who is not happy with being the backup there. And I don't know exactly how Osweiler would handle that situation, considering, Peyton's this, legendary figure. And they're going to Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh played really well lately. They've scored 30-plus points in 5 or 6 straight games. Roethlisberger's been terrific. I just think Pittsburgh's going to cover. I think they're going to win. I don't think the Broncos are playing particularly well. The Steelers have a lot to play for here. They have to win every game. They can't even give themselves a chance.
Yeah.
I mean, the Broncos probably make the playoffs anyway. They still have a shot at one of the top 2 seeds. The top seed, really, since they beat the Patriots a couple weeks ago. But I wonder if that was their peak, and if now they're going to have a crash ever since they beat the Patriots.
I think it's a good pick. The only thing that worries me is 7. I hate.
No, you got to go with it.
I know, but I'm just saying I like it like 6.
Well, that's why you pick your games and I pick mine.
No, I'm just saying it's a good pick. What if they win by 7? I think it could be a push. That's all I'm saying.
Well, if it's a push, it's a push. That's the risk I'm willing to take. I'm not the boat anchor, so I don't have to take any. I get to take a little more risks.
That's right. You don't have the boat anchor anymore.
So Pittsburgh at home. Their defense has been playing better. Roethlisberger's been great. I don't think the Broncos are going to be able to stop everybody. that the Steelers have. They played well against good defenses in Seattle and Cincinnati. They put up over 30 points against both those defenses. So that's why I'm going with the Steelers.
And is Denver locked in at 10-3, or is there a scenario where they?
No, I mean they're going to win the division. I mean, I guess it's possible that if they lose out and Kansas City wins out, Kansas City would win the division because Kansas City their last 3 games are against jerks.
Teams, yeah.
Yeah, so they could finish 11-5, and the Broncos, if they lose out, finish 10-6. They would finish second place as a wild card. So they still have something to fight for here, but they have a tough schedule.
But the main thing is there's going to be 4 teams that get a bye on round 1. I mean, you want to try to play into that, right?
Sure. I mean, you don't want to play that week if you don't have to. I mean, granted, it doesn't matter as much as it used to. You've had enough wildcard teams make the Super Bowl and win the Super Bowl in the past 15 to 20 years that I don't think it means as much as it used to. But, I mean, I'm sure the team would rather have a week off than play a game if they don't have to.
Exactly. This week's boat anchor, Brian B. Let's have it.
All right, my guarantee for what week is this?
15.
Week 15
I know you missed a few.
is Jacksonville. They're still -3, right, Dan?
Yeah.
All right. Jacksonville's playing at home. It's -3. They're playing Atlanta. Atlanta has lost 6 in a row. They look
That's
awful.
2.5.
It's 2.5. Oh, that works. That's even better. I'll take that every day.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, maybe it's my week then, gentlemen. Anyway, Atlanta's been playing awful. Jacksonville's offense the last 3-4 weeks has been on fire. Blake Bortles has thrown touchdowns the last 4 weeks and thrown for almost 300 yards. And Jacksonville's defense isn't great, but they're not the worst. If you look at their numbers in all the categories, they're in the middle. And Matt Ryan's been playing awful the last 5 or 6 weeks. I mean, there have been, if you watch shows, there are actually people talking about he should be benched.
I think it's 8 weeks has been playing bad.
Yeah. I mean, I never thought I'd see the day where you could go on a TV show and people are actually talking about that Matt Ryan should be benched. So his confidence is shot. I just think that Jacksonville has been looking really good, plus they're playing at home, and I like the 2.5 spread. In this case, one of the main factors is probably the spread. I like 2.5. 2.5 is a really good number. I think 2.5 is a solid number. I like 6.5 as long as you can get that 3 or that 7 and not be a push. That's a solid number. So for all those reasons, I would take Jacksonville.
Yeah, Atlanta's lost 7 of 8. They've been
7
awful.
of 8, yeah.
So I agree. They got shut out last week.
Matt Ryan's QB rating last 8 games is like 30 out of 32 quarterbacks.
He's been terrible.
Yeah.
Just interception after interception.
I always get confused with Atlanta because when I watch the TV, I say, why is the quarterback kicking the field goal? I always get confused.
What?
Because their field goal kicker, same last name.
Oh yeah.
So
Well, he's hurt now though.
Oh, is he?
They had to get another guy.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
Yeah, they said the GM in Atlanta is going to get fired.
What's their playoff picture? They're
Still in it.
I guess it's in it, but they're really awful. They started out 5-0. They're 1-7 since.
But yeah, but I'm just saying number-wise, they're not eliminated yet.
I mean, for that league, I mean, they're knocking on the door. They're right there with the Eagles at 6-7.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the Eagles have a chance to win the division, whereas they don't.
Wow.
So it's a little tougher for them. They have more teams to deal with. But we must give a congratulations out to the Jets for beating the Cowboys yesterday, who are officially eliminated from the playoffs. So no more nonsense from Jerry Jones about making the playoffs.
Playoff
4-10. Congratulations.
Yeah, I know. Apparently, before the season even started, before Romo got hurt, he bought Super Bowl tickets for the Cowboys, like already predicting they were going to go to the Super Bowl. So he's a jackass.
You can still go there and watch whoever
That's
the
true.
Giants play the Patriots in the Super
No,
Bowl.
apparently he bought 53 Super Bowl tickets for his team, like 53
Oh,
tickets.
he can sell them on eBay or StubHub. That way, what they can do is they can sell the tickets on StubHub, get the money, and buy more art for the stadium.
Yeah.
We want them to have a total game day experience.
Thank you, Jera.
Hey, well, at least Staubach can watch Navy win, you know.
Yeah, all those Navy wins, 14 straight.
At least he's got a winning team to root for in his later years.
Know my euphoria was going to be.
Combined pick, Pesky Eskin, Stone Cold Morlock. What's going on with Eskin? His picks are really terrible.
Well, hopefully we did better this week with Kansas City.
Yeah, we just, we were talking about it at work, and Baltimore seems to have thrown in the towel. I think they're already on the golf course, most of those players. And Kansas City's won, 6 in a row now?
7.
7 in a row. They're playing really well. Baltimore just looks disheveled. They got Jimmy Clausen as their quarterback.
Everybody's out for them. All their talented players are all injured. They got crushed last week by Seattle.
Yeah, didn't they get crushed the last 2 weeks?
They get crushed every week. They stink. They're terrible.
Well, I've got some actual G2 on the game because Harbaugh was going to go to the bowl game on Monday with his alma mater playing USF in Miami, but he called that off because I guess he's on the ropes.
Huh.
He's on the ropes up there, so he's not even going to go to the.
Is it
What's his alma mater?
Western Kentucky.
Okay.
Is the spread still 7, Scott?
It was 6.5 this morning.
6.5. Nice.
It's 7 now.
It's 7 now? Okay, because it was 6.5 earlier today.
Oh man, 6.5 would have been sweet.
Oh no.
It's all right. Still a good pick.
Yeah, it's 7.
Okay. Yeah, no, I still think Kansas City's going to boat race them.
Yeah.
I mean, Jimmy Clausen stinks.
Yeah, Jimmy Clausen stinks, and I think Baltimore has the worst or second. No, I think New Orleans has the worst secondary, and Baltimore has the second worst secondary. So I think that even stinky Alex Smith should be able to pass on them, and they're not very good against the tight end either. Travis Kelce should have a big day. Even Jeremy Mackin could have a big day.
Yeah, I think it's going to be an easy one for Kansas City. It's going to be like a 27-7 kind of.
Yeah. I know this goes back to emotion, and Dan likes to make fun of me, but some teams, they pack it in. They're not going to put the same effort as a team that has the playoffs, has something to play for.
I think that could happen.
Human nature.
I think that could happen to Buffalo. If Buffalo loses, that team is, I think, a classic team that could just pack it in.
Yeah. And now the Cowboys, too. The Cowboys are out, so they could pack it in.
Well, yeah, at this point, it doesn't matter. If I want them to pack it in, they get a better draft pick.
Yeah, they could just not care.
Jerry was talking about that yesterday, though. Now they have a top 5 draft pick.
Yeah, that is true. Maybe they get.
What if the murderer comes in and gives them a locker room speech right before the game?
Gotta love the murderer.
Yeah, gotta love him. You roll in there in a white limo, get out with a white fur mink and a fedora.
With his knife in hand.
Roll in there and motivate him.
Yeah, he framed Richard Jewell for that murder.
God. So the pesky Eskin at 7, the big red tomato going into Baltimore. And Dan, you were calling, what spread were you calling your Pittsburgh game?
I checked it this morning on SBR on Pinnacle and it said 7.
That's 6.5 now.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
Look at Dan getting a biscuit.
That's right.
Yep. A good, if you want a good tap into Pinnacle, that's real easy to get on your phone, is go to sportsinsights.com. They use Pinnacle odds.
Okay.
And you can real quick update it, and it's got all the Pinnacle spreads right there. Yeah, sportsinsights.com. They've got a mobile app that's why whenever I call the spreads, I can get them boom right away, very quickly. Because I am such a professional gambler, I know these little tips and tricks you can get here on the Big Pick 4 show from your top picker, the Big O, at what am I at, 9-5 now?
Yeah.
9-5.
Stuff on the back here.
What's
Pretty
that?
good record, though.
He is a good record.
9-5's pretty good.
Well, this is an interesting week because Dan and I are both going with our prior week picks, Green Bay and Pittsburgh again for the second week in a row. And then Brian tried to hijack my Tampa pick and lost. All right, so we're going to have the week 15, Are You For Real, from Danny D.
All right, my you for real is once again picking on the Cleveland Browns. And
Okay.
Brian's former head coach who slammed his clipboard up his ass, Mike Patton. He called out,
With you.
huh?
It's the Browns every week with you.
Oh yeah, because there's so much material. Because they're so dumb. It's like the greatest thing ever. It's like it's better than Seinfeld. It's an ongoing comedic routine. Mike Patton said that Russell Wilson wasn't any good, and he wasn't a good quarterback. So he's been getting crushed the whole week for it. And now Wilson's going to crush his team today. He is such an idiot. He needs to take a page out of the Joe Gibbs book and just say everyone's the best ever. That's what Joe Gibbs used to say. Everyone's the greatest. Everyone's the best. Doesn't matter how bad they were. It could be you could be facing Joe Montana, or they could be facing Vinny Testaverde when he was with the Tampa Bay, or some other clown, whoever the hell the Eagles had back then, Bobby Hoying, whatever. It doesn't matter. You have to build up the guy to try to show your team that you have to take the game seriously and this guy's good and whatever. You don't say anything. This guy doesn't understand that. He says something stupid, and he's gotten crushed the whole week for it. I mean, he just causes one distraction after another for that team. He's such an idiot. Was he this dumb when he coached you in high school?
No, he wasn't.
I mean, come on.
Of course, I was just worried about playing, so I didn't really pay attention.
Yeah, I guess, but he's just an idiot. He doesn't understand. That's probably one of the many reasons why he'll be fired.
He probably knows he's done, too.
Oh, yeah, I mean, he probably
I
just
think
doesn't
when you're out
care.
the door, you can say whatever you want.
True, but he's still an idiot. And, I mean, it's not fun to get embarrassed every week.
No.
I mean, do you really want to go in there and get your ass kicked and give up 45 points? I mean, it doesn't sound like fun to me.
Yeah, Belichick's the same way. He always says the team they're playing is great. They got.
That's what you're supposed to do. That way, there's no material. You give the same boring crap every week, and that's it. But
No, that's the way to do it. Yeah.
yeah, unfortunately, this bozo hasn't learned that yet, and it just that circus continues. Unbelievable.
The Big O, You For Real, is the High Commissioner, His Eminence, not letting Pete Rose into the Hall of Fame. Back in baseball, I should say.
That's baseball.
I think he should be given it another shot. He'd make a great GM for some team out there. So,
Oh my
God
God.
served his time. They said that if he had murdered somebody, he would be out of jail by now. So,
Yeah, he's been 26 years since he got banned.
30 years. They said he could have killed somebody and he'd have been out of jail by now.
Well, if he'd gotten Ray Lewis's lawyer, he would never have gone to jail to begin with.
Yeah, I think it's ridiculous. But
Or OJ's Dream Team. Apparently, they said the Baseball Hall of Fame works by separate rules, and they can kind of do whatever they want. And if they wanted to let him be on the ballot, they could. But they're just dicks, and they don't want to do it.
I mean, technically, they could still vote for him, right? That's what they're saying.
They could. If the Hall of Fame says we'll put him on the ballot, they can put him on the ballot, regardless of what the commissioner says. They're two different organizations.
Right.
But they're just dogs, just following the leader here. Just they have no brains of their own.
He instead of having to sign autographs for $5 a piece down the street from the Hall of Fame, he could set up his table right there.
It's a little more than $5.
I thought it was $5 an autograph.
No, he probably charged like $50.
yeah, easily.
Yeah, I should ask. Brenton and Scott Coyle go there every year. Coyle goes there every year.
Yeah, he sets up his own little shop up there.
And it depends what you get too. If he signs a bat, it's one cost. Signs a picture, it's another cost. Signs a baseball, and it depends what he inscribes on it. If you
But see,
personalize it.
if they lift the ban, then he could set up his card table right there in front of Cooperstown.
But he's there anyway.
Yeah.
But he has to go down the street. He could.
Yeah, so everyone's going to see him anyway.
He could be right on this corner now.
Whatever. It doesn't matter. He's doing all right. I'm not worried about him.
But he did have the balls to do that ad where he was in the hallway, and his wife's like, Pete, get out of the hall.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was.
Not allowed to be in the hall. I mean, he's got a good sense of humor.
Yeah, but he's also an idiot. I mean, he gave an excellent press conference after the commissioner handed down his decision. If he had done this press conference 25 years ago, I think his situation would be different today. Just being contrite, honest, and saying, I have a problem, I gamble, I can't help myself, whatever it is. If he had been honest then, I think at this point in the process, he might have been let back in, but he was too little too late. He kind of screwed himself. It also didn't help that the other commissioners were all assholes anyway.
I know his nemesis was Giamatti. He probably went over and danced on his damn grave.
He probably went and punched his son. Paul Giamatti, the actor.
He punched him?
No, I'm saying he probably would have liked to.
Wanted to punch him. I got you.
He's in Brian's favorite movie, Sideways.
That's right.
About a
That's
bunch of
a
guys
wine
drinking
one?
wine.
Yeah, that's great. It's a great movie.
I thought his favorite movie was Showgirl.
Good one too. Scott's is Brokeback Mountain.
Showgirl.
That's when Brian goes on Netflix. Suggested for you, Brokeback Mountain.
It's either that one or full body massage.
No, Brian goes on Netflix. Suggested for you. What's the one? What's the one about the Mike, the stripper, the male strippers?
Oh God.
The
Magic Mike?
Magic Mike.
Yeah, Magic Mike.
Magic Mike, Brokeback Mountain, Magic Mike 2.
Liza Minnelli presents.
Netflix, all the movies on Netflix for Scott would be child molester movies, like the movie about John Kasich when he was a clown. It was early 80s
No,
movie.
that was John Wayne Gacy.
John Wayne Gacy, yeah, the early 80s movie about him.
Molester.
Yeah, he was called Birthday Boy. I've seen that movie.
Yeah. He had like 30 bodies under his basement.
John Kasich's running for the presidency as Republican.
Yeah, whatever. The guy who had 30 little boys' bodies under his basement.
Yeah, he went to birthday parties just as a clown. Then he would lure the kids back to his house and put them in his yard.
Yeah.
Brian goes on, and it's like, how did you enjoy watching Deliverance? Please rate this movie.
His favorite scene is when Ned Beatty got raped.
That's what I'm saying. He's like, boy, you sure got a pretty mouth. Brian's sitting like backing it up and keeps rerunning it. Now get on your knees and pray.
Brian has every episode of Oz.
Made fun of. I'm gonna do my thing now.
Oh, you probably don't remember. Well, we killed you on Friday.
What was our topic about him?
I wasn't even at the table, so it wouldn't have mattered what I.
You came over later, and you're really drunk.
Oh, it wasn't that bad.
And you whispered some stuff into Mitch's ear.
That's good. That's good to know. Anyway, I'm gonna do my big my whatever it's called.
You for real?
For real.
I've actually did already say it. I kind of mentioned it earlier in the show. A.J. McCarron, when he compared himself to Tom Brady. It's good to be confident, but delusional is not good either. I mean, how many backup quarterbacks have taken over a million, and they don't? He's the only one to ever say that. Backup quarterbacks take over all the time. It's so stupid to compare yourself to Tom Brady. It's ridiculous. I hope that guy, honestly goes 1 for 50, throws for 4 yards.
That's like when
that guy.
That's like when the Beatles said they were bigger than Jesus.
Yeah.
I don't think they're quite bigger than Jesus, but
yeah, it's good to be. Everyone was praising him, confident quarterback, but he's delusional. You can't. You haven't even started a game yet. You've played half.
Yeah.
So anyway,
right.
that's my Are You For Real?
Yeah, but he has a hot girlfriend though.
That's gonna help on the football field.
And what's the game this weekend that he's playing in?
They play the. Shit, I don't even know.
They play at San Francisco.
At San Francisco. They should win that.
At San Fran, what's the spread?
But
Minus 5.5, I think.
They have San Fran this week, but guess who they have next week, Scott?
Minus 6.5.
Yeah, they have the. Hey, Scott, next week they have the Broncos, and the Broncos might get Peyton Manning back.
Nice.
That's a big game.
Oh, yeah.
That's the last Monday night game of the season.
Is it?
Is that one? Yeah.
Ah, that'll be a good game.
So the Cincy QB is hurt?
Yeah, Dalton broke his thumb. He's
Good
out
job
for.
paying attention there, Scott.
You mean
Well,
Ken
Scott
Anderson?
thinks that Brett Favre's the quarterback for the Packers. So.
You mean Ken Anderson is hurt?
Yeah, Ken Anderson got hurt, and then Boomer Esiason came in, and he got hurt. And then Carson Palmer came in, and
Jeff
then he
Blake's
got hurt.
out. You mean Jeff Blake can't throw his bombs anymore?
Yeah, he can't go there anymore. Yeah, that's right.
I used to like Jeff Blake, man. He used to throw like 3 good passes, and they were all 50-yard touchdowns.
Yeah, the rest of them all got interceptions.
Yeah, they were all. Yeah, the rest of them were in the dirt, in the ground.
So this week, big pick 4, the love trains of Green Bay and Pittsburgh, the Jacksonville at a low cover at home against the Falcons, and KC taking advantage of Baltimore when they're down. So as always,
Score with big pick 4.